We're taking information from the outside world through our senses, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we taste, what we smell. We deal with some of that information consciously, an awful lot of it we deal with out of conscious awareness. So what I take in consciously, it's like that torch beam in a darkened room. And then, on the inside, we have these two internal processes. So the thinking process that goes on up here, pictures, sound, self-talk, and the feeling process down here. And the feeling process is to do with, well, first of all, it's the emotion that we put to whatever we're experiencing. So we might say, I feel happy, I feel anxious, I feel sad. Those are words, those are labels that we put to what's going on the inside for us. So they're just a label rather than the feeling itself. The feeling itself is very often a result of the body chemistry. So our body releases hormones according to what we're making of the outside world, or our memories of it, or what we're imagining. So you may well be familiar with the notion of adrenaline release. So if we feel anxious, we can release adrenaline. If we feel excited, we can release adrenaline. And that can develop what they call the fight-flight response. So if we're feeling scared, then our body releases adrenaline, and that's there to help us to be in a good state to either hit something or run away. So the fight-flight response. My experience of this is that the pictures, sound, self-talk that we run are generally the things that generate our emotions. So our emotions don't come from nowhere. Our emotions are generally triggered from how we're taking in the outside world and the pictures, sound, self-talk that we run on the inside. And we're not generally fully consciously aware of them. So those pictures, sound, self-talk, they're sort of behind our awareness is the phrase that I use. So the pictures, it's a bit like I'm looking through the memory or what I'm imagining. I'm not necessarily fully conscious of it, but I'm looking at the outside world through it. And it's those pictures and sounds and self-talk that generally trigger the emotion and the body chemistry. And the interplay of those things, so the interplay of the pictures, sound, self-talk, and the body chemistry, each one of those will impact on the other, and it can either go into a negative spiral, so a vicious cycle, or we can do it in a way that really serves and helps us. And it's the interplay of those that drive our response, that drive our behaviour. It's not what happens in the outside world. It's the interplay of my thinking and my feeling on the inside. That's what generates the behaviour that I come up with. That's what generates how I am. And that's what NLP offers. NLP offers ways of understanding what are you doing on the inside that causes you to be in the state that you're in. And then if you're running pictures, sound, self-talk that isn't very helpful, then there are tools and techniques and top tips that can help you to be in a better state. So to have a different picture, sound, self-talk, to handle the negative picture, sound, self-talk. And there are tools and techniques that help you to feel different as well. And we'll look at those.